Hello guys, good evening to everyone. I hope I'm audible. Please confirm guys. Am I audible right there? Yes, Manisha, good evening. Good evening, Shraddha. Good evening, Sakshi. Yes, am I audible? Please confirm. Good evening, Gautami. Good evening, Lakshmi. Harsha, good evening. Yeah, I hope I'm audible. Please confirm. Yes, sir. All right. Okay. Okay, let us begin with the session today. So, yesterday, guys, we have understand what kind of coding questions at the question 2 can able to come up along with some question details and the logic. And today also, we guys are going to discuss some questionnaires along with that logic. So let us start our session right at here. So this is the question that you guys have to read. And again, you guys have to follow with that approach. So let us read a question. Whatever you guys can able to understand after the question, you guys can just tell me right there in the chat box what is the logic for this problem statement. Yes, anyone can able to find out the logic. What is the logic for this problem statement, guys? Yes, what is the problem statement? How we can able to solve? We should increment the character by a given key value. Okay, here we guys are going to implement a Caesar cipher text substitution part. And in this, what is the problem statement? And again, the problem statement is quite easy, but to share with this, like, to pass with all the test cases, we have to read them correctly. Okay, let us read this problem statement and start implementing the same. So the problem statement right at here is what? A Caesar cipher is a type of substitution cipher in which each alphabet, so we have some bunch of alphabets in our string that is going to be entered. So in that alphabet, each plain text or that message is shifted by a number of place down the alphabets. Okay, for example, let us say I have a shift of 1 and we have the given string as P, then it would be replaced by a Q. Okay, let us say we have a Q, then it would becomes R and kind of so on. Okay, what if the shift character or the shift places is 2, then the P should become R should become T like this. Okay, and to pass these encrypted message from one person to another, okay, it is necessary that both parties have a key for that cipher so that the sender may encrypt and receiver may decrypt it. Okay, that is exactly not belongs to this complete paragraph is not belongs to our logic. But as they mentioned, because of the implementation for this problem statement, okay, key is the number of offset to shift these cipher alphabets right at there. And using this key, we can have the basic shift from, okay, there is a limitation of shifting that we only have the shifting values from 1 to 25 because we are having only 26 alphabets. And now we are going to design what? A custom cipher, Caesar cipher in addition to the alphabet, and we are considering the numerical digits also. Okay, they can able to shift it too. For example, okay, this paragraph is really very important for our hidden test cases pass. And what is mentioned right at here, for example, if a given plain text contains any digit with the values of 5 and the key is 2, then it will be replaced with 7. Okay, along with the minus sign will remains as it is. So we have to keep that minus sign right at there. And if the key is less than 0, then your result should be got printed as a invalid input. Okay, for the hidden test cases, the value of key is less than 0, then we have to print as a invalid input. And these are test cases that we have to follow for the hidden test cases. As a part of example here, you guys can see we have a text with all the best and the key shifted to 1. So A got printed here as a capital B. As the capital A I will have, so it got incremented to the capital B. Okay, this small, all these 2L will shifted to the small m. Okay, this T character shifted to the U, and similar like this. Okay, there is a one mistake right at here. The B is capital in the input. That is why the C is capital printing in the output. I forget to write that B as a capital to the input right at here. So that input we have to provide and we have to receive with this cipher text. Now, to implement these kind of algorithms in a Python programming, we guys should have to use that ASCII value convergence. Okay, before to this, what I'm going to do as I'm going to create a function, okay, to solve this problem statement. Let us say the function is like cipher, Caesar cipher, and we are going to pass two values to the function. One is entered string and other one is the key value of that string. Okay, if the key value is less than 0, then we should have to print as invalid input. else we have to shift it them to the plus of that key values. If it is capital letter, we have to increment for ASCII values of capital. If it is lowercase letter, then we have to increment for ASCII values of the lowercase, and we have to form that respective ratio. So let us do with this. So here I'm going to open the IDLE. I'm going to change this to the same yesterday's file that we guys got created. So let me open the file. So that one is TCS coding day 4. So here I'm going to write with the code. So as per my problem statement, we have two different inputs, and let us understand the inputting outputting format. So here you guys can understand in the inputting, they have mentioned for this problem statement as such inputting messages. Okay, and to pass this sample test cases also, we have to provide the same inputting messages and same outputting messages. So let me write it here. So this is the input that I have to take first, that is a string. Okay, so here I'm going to say string 1 equals to input of what is the message? The message is enter your plain text where P and T is capital. So let us do with this. So here I'm going to say enter your plain text colon. Okay, then we have to enter a key. Okay, let us enter a key into the key variable. So that is integer of input as enter your key. All right, now we have to pass it to the function and we are going to return some value. So let us define that function, write it here. So I'm going to say def. Okay, that is Caesar, cipher, and having two arguments, that is string 1 and key. And here we are going to write a code as the function is going to, return the result right at there. So that result we are going to store at the calling of the function. So here I'm going to say result equals to this Caesar cipher, that string 1 and the key. And here I'm going to print that result, whatever it may be. Now, as per the logic, we have to form a string. So let us create an empty string here with the name of result. Okay, and we have to form a string in such a way that if our given character of that string is an uppercase, then we have to convert the uppercase ASCII values and add this key value right at there. And the same parameter we are going to add on to the lowercase also. If the given character of the string in lowercase, then I should have to works with the lowercase ASCII values, and I have to write that increment of the key and store it to that respected value of that result. And if it is minus, then in a result, we guys are going to store the minus as it is. And if it is a digit, again, we have to increment them to the ASCII values, adding with the key and store it to the result. Okay, and if it is a space also, the similar space we guys are going to write. Okay, let us check with all these issues. Now, to iterate from each and every character of that string, I'm going to use the dynamic for loop. As of now, I don't want to work with any indices of the string. So I should not write a code for I in the range of a length of that string. So it's better, as we have to work with the value, we should go for writing a dynamic for loop. So here I'm going to say for ch in that string 1. Now our ch is exactly our current character of that iteration from that string. Now I have to check whether it's in uppercase, then respective logic that I have to be follow. If I have to check for, lowercase, same logic I have to follow. I have to check for digit. I have to check for minus, and also I have to check for space. So we have several conditions to write. So first of all, I'm going to write with all these conditions, and then respective code of that conversion by adding the key there we are going to write. So let us write with this. So first I'm going to check if the character is in uppercase. So that we guys can able to check using the function called isUpper. So that returns true when the current character is in uppercase. Okay, for this we will write the code later. Okay, again, else if the character is in a lowercase. So is lower function we will have from the string in Python. We can able to extract very well. And similar to this, if the current character is the digit. So if it is digit also, we have to perform a task. And similar to this, we have to write if it is minus. So I'm going to say else if the character equals to minus. Then again, I have to write a code. and at the last for space. So character dot each space function we will have. Using this, we can able to say that is the space. And after completion of all this for loop, we are going to return this result right at here. Now, the very most important approach is for these three if conditions. Okay, what is this approach is so far is like, let us say when I am in current string is in uppercase format, then I have to convert them to the ASCII values of uppercase. And the uppercase ASCII values, it should get started by 65. Right? So again, when it comes to lowercase, then we knows that we have to convert the ASCII value of lowercase, and lowercase ASCII value should start by 97. And if it is in digit, we can able to find out by converting that character or that digit by adding the keys very well. So let us do with this. Now, when it is an uppercase, so I'm going to add that character by converting to the uppercase ASCII plus key. So how we can able to make this? So I'm going to say this result plus equals to, because I have to add that character to the result string that we got created. So as I have to convert that character, so I'm going to use a character parsing, that is CHR, okay, of. So as we knows that we have to add the ASCII value of key, okay, to the current character ASCII values of that string. So to get that ASCII values of current character, you should use the function called ORD. In the day 3 session, we guys have discussed about this ORD and CHR. I hope you have been there at the session. If you didn't know about this, you can get back to the YouTube playlist, and there you guys can check what is this CHR and ORD. Okay, so I'm going to convert this current character. So I'm going to add the key to my current character, and I'm going to make them convert. And as I wanted to works with the lowercase, so I should have to write what? Minus 65. Okay, let us see. Okay, I'm going to be works with this code in the editor, and let us see what exactly it is going to returns with. So here I'm having a character as, let us say, A. So by adding them, okay, like I'm saying here, okay, I have to generate a key also. Let us say key in this case is A. And now I'm going to print the character of ORD of CH. Okay, what is ORD of CH? Let me show you. So the ORD of CH, that is ORD of A, is 97. That is the starting ASCII values of lowercase letter, right? So we got written a code ORD of key, that is 97 minus key. Okay, minus key is 97 minus 1, that is it becomes 96. And 96, okay, let me show you that. 96 minus 65. So that completely becomes as 31. So whenever I'm going to write a code this, so you guys can see it returns with a symbol, but we don't want a symbol right at there. So what next I'm going to do for this? I'm going to like write a code that modulus 26. So 97. Okay, let me copy this entirely. That is what, sorry, 96 minus 65, that is 31. Modulus 26, and that returns with 5. And if you guys can convert this to the CHR, okay, that is CHR of 5, that becomes again what? A particular symbol. And to make them convert it to the alphabets, you have to add 65 to this. So let us add 65 to this. So at that time, we guys can able to receive with that character. And to do this entirely, what code we guys are going to be followed with? So here on this combine all these things, like I got written here ORD of character plus key minus 65, whole this thing. Okay, that means whole this array. Let me write one more parenthesis to this. So whole this array modulus 26, okay, and then plus 65, and I'm going to close this character at the last. So for entire this, whatever we are going to receive, we have written that modulus 26, that is going to return here as 5. So you guys can see 31 modulus 26, that returns 5. And then we are going to add 65 to this so that we can get that respective character. And the similar approach that I am going to be followed for lowercase. Now let us go for lowercase right at here. So I'm going to be copy this code, And here, just the thing that we have to change is, as the lowercase is get started by 97. So instead of this 65, we guys can say as a 97. And here also plus 97, right? And if it is a digit, then well, we can able to add them directly by converting. We don't want to convert into, uppercase and lowercase. So I can say directly the string of that integer of this current ORD plus this key. So it will automatically got convert. So if it is a hyphen, then we have to write hyphen again. So I'm going to say result plus equals to hyphen. And if it is space, I'm going to write the similar space. All right, so this is the space. Okay, now this entire for loop will help us to, write with the proper code of implementation for this respective problem statement. And then we are going to return with this result, but we haven't write this code for invalid input. Okay, when the respective invalid input is going to become when the value of key is less than 0. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add one more condition before the for. So here I'm going to say if the value of key is less than 0, so I'm going to return here as invalid input in uppercase. Let me check. Yes, it is in uppercase. Now our code is ready. Now let us try to check along with the given input and output. So I'm going to run the code, and here I'm going to enter all the best. And you guys can see the key value is 1. And as far as the scenario that we got entered, so, okay, one more thing that we haven't received for this problem statement. This is the output message that we forget to write. So let us write this output message. The encrypted text is, and then we have to print that. And if it is invalid, then we are going to print them as it is. So here, first, I'm going to say if that result is not equals to, okay, if it is not equals to what? Invalid input, then I'm going to print along with the message. What is the message? Let me check once again. So the message is the encrypted text is, okay, the, I guess E is capital. Let me check one more time. No. The encrypted text is, and here we are going to print the result. Else we have to print that invalid output as it is. All right, now let us run the code again. Okay, let us enter this all the best. Let us enter a key value as a 1. And now you guys can see this is the correct output that we got received. The capital A is got converted to the capital B. The small l got converted to the small m, and everything got shifted to the 1. If I'm going to rerun the code, and let us say I got written here as LeadSoft Placement Academy, and I'm just going to say this is what for 3 as a given key. So this is what the data which is going to form. And for the hidden test cases, let us say I got written all the best. And here I got says like -9, that is less than 0. So it is going to be printed here as invalid input. Okay, so which means these code that we got returned for the problem statement can able to solve with all our hidden test cases. I hope everyone here in a Zoom call, here in a Facebook live and YouTube live have understand about this problem statement. How does it is going to be followed? What is the logic to solve with this? And as the problem statement comes with the inbuilt inputting and outputting messages, so how to write a code for the same. Yes, guys, for everyone in a call, is that clear, Smith? Yes, quick yes or no? Okay, yes, sir. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Okay, okay. All right. Now let us get shifted to the question 2. So again, I'm going to give you the 5 minutes of time to solve this question, to check with the logic, and then we are going to implement right here on a screen. So let us get back to the question 2. Here is the question 2. Okay, so let me delete entire. so that you guys can see it correctly. All right. Did anyone find out the solution for this? What is the logic for this question? It is quite very simple coding question that we guys have right here on the screen. All right. Okay. Now let us try to solve this. Okay. We want to estimate the cost of painting property, and it has the input of, interior wall. Okay. Interior wall painting is 18 rupees per square foot, and exterior wall painting is 12 rupees per square foot. So we have to take the inputs, and you guys can observe in the test cases also. For inputting, we don't have any particular inputting messages, but when it comes to outputting, so you guys can see we have a output message along with that data. So here we are going to take an input as number of interior walls, how many number of interior walls we will have, and how many number of exterior walls we will have. And then in the third line, we have to read that inputting like surface of each interior, and in the fourth line, we have to input the surface of each exterior walls right at there. And we have the hidden test cases right at here is, if a user enters 0, okay, as the number of walls, then we have to skip that finding the surface area. In that case, our sum should be, or the cost should be 0 rupees. Okay, and as you guys can understand right at here, so we have these two input. One is 6 and 3. Okay, 6 is the number of interior walls we will have, and 3 is the number of 6 is the number of exterior walls we will have, and the 3 is the number of interior walls we will have. So we have to enter the 6 details of the that exterior walls array, and we have to enter the 3 details of interior walls array. And with respect to this, we have to apply these rupees per square foot, and we have to write the estimated cost in the output. So these questions is quite very simple. Just on some certain conditions, we have to write a code, but that conditions into the condition, that kind of parts we are going to use. So let us understand them by the implementation. So here, to the same code, I'm going to write a changes. So let me delete everything from here. So as per the input, first I have to read the value of number of interior walls. So here I'm going to say the variable, let us say n1, that is integer of input. Okay, then we have to read the variable, let us say n2, that is number of interior walls, that is also integer of input. And as I have to create the two arrays, one array is going to hold our interior walls, and other array is going to hold exterior walls. So let us create a variable here. Let us say wall1, that is for exterior, empty list, and wall2, that is for interior, again empty list. Now I have to run a loop, and as per the input, every single data is in float and it's in new line. So we have to read them to the new line. So let us read this. So this wall1 length is belongs to n1, and wall2 length belongs to n2, and wall1, that is our exterior, and the wall2 is our interior. Okay, let us write a code for this. So as per the input, first I have to read all the interior numbers. Okay, I got mismatch here. This must be interior and this must be exterior. Okay, so first we have to read all our interior input. So let us read with this. So here I'm going to say for I in a range of n1. So n1 is the actual size for interior array, and for every inputs I'm going to say this wall1 dot append of float of input. So we have to take with that float value, not an integer value, right? Now we are going to read this, exterior range. So again, range of N2 is the size for the exterior. So wall2 dot append of float of again input. All right. Now the next scenario that we guys needs to be followed is what? To check that conditions and write with the given code right at there. What is the condition given? So if value of interior walls or the exterior wall is 0, then we guys are not calculating that total estimated cost. There we are going to print as a invalid input, and we don't want to calculate the next thing. So here I'm going to write a code as, okay, if the N1 that is also less than 0 and N2 that is also less than 0 or any of one. So for any of one, instead of and, I'm going to write or. So here I'm going to print as capital invalid input, right? Else, so which means if we have the value of N1 and N2 right at there, in that case, I'm going to calculate this total estimated cost. Okay, so total estimated cost will be of, which means in a else case, I have to check whether the value of, interior and exterior both are available. Now to check for both of available, instead of writing this else, I'm going to convert this else if. So else if N1 and N2 is available. So if both variables are there, then we can able to find out that the cost of surface by calculating the sum of this wall and what is multiply, what things that we have to multiply it. For interior I have to multiply this 18, and for exterior I have to multiply this 12. So that 12 we can able to multiply easily, and we have to print them into the INR value. So let us do with this. So if it is available, so here I'm going to print, or first we are going to calculate the total cost. So here I'm going to say our total cost is, what is that? The sum of our wall 1, okay, that is multiplied by 18 plus the sum of, that is wall 2, that is multiplied by 12. So first we are calculating the total cost, and then we are going to print this total cost in the output format. So the output format we will have right here is total estimated cost colon the value of cost, and then we have a message as INR. So the same message here I'm going to write. So print as total estimated cost, C capital, and the value is what? Total cost right here, and then INR. That's right. Okay, now we have to check for if only exterior walls is available, or if only the interior walls is available. Now let us say if only interior wall is available. So here one more if condition I'm going to write. Again here I'm going to say if the N1 is available. So if N1, okay, in that case our total cost, okay, same message I required. So I'm going to copy, which it must be again one more elif. So here that total cost must be that only sum of wall 1 multiplied by 18. And else if, okay, if the N2 is available, then your total cost must be the sum of wall 2 multiplied by 12. And if, okay, if all these test cases are not passed, or if all these conditions are not passed, then in a else block you guys have to print as this total estimated cost as our 0.0 INR, because we don't have any cost right now, so we can print that 0.0 INR. Now this is the code. Now let us apply the same input. So I'm going to be copy from here. All right, so let us save the code and let us try to run it, and let us hit an enter. And now you guys can see the same output we got received, the 47.4 INR. That is the exact message right at there. So this code is going to be put up there, because as I told you, the question 2 will may have 25 minutes to solve. So at that case, you guys will receive a very minimum time to solve this question. And to solve these questions right at there, you have to be get followed with the current approach. Read the questions correctly. That may includes, if it is not in looping control structure logic, but if it is in decision control logic, so that may includes more conditions. So you have to detect them correctly, and then according to the same, you guys have to be get followed with that conditions and return with the code with the minimum number of time. I hope everyone from this call have understand very well about this problem statement. Quick yes or no? All right. Okay. Now let us get shifted to the question number 3 right here. So this is the question number 3 on your screen. You guys please read. Let me delete this. So the question 2, I'm going to be deleted from here. All right, for this problem statement, you guys can take a screenshot. We are going to discuss this problem statement in next session. Right now, I have to go somewhere very quick. So let us take a screenshot. You guys can have it first. Like, what is the logic? How does this logic is going to use us? We will discuss this logic in the next session. I'm just shifting to the next window. Meanwhile, I'm giving you 1 minute of time to take a screenshot from everyone. If you are at YouTube, if you are at Facebook, just make your screen larger. Take a screenshot of this so that I can shift to the next page. These problem statement can come, 4-5 times since from 2018 to this 2022. Like if the TCS conducting an exam for 6 days, let us say, so out of that 6, alternately, like 3 or 4 days, these kind of problem statements are going to come. I have taken this very recent, but kind of same problem statements will be of their right in the execution. So please take a screenshot. I'm shifting to the next page, and we guys are going to be discuss that more in detail when we are going to start with the next. Okay, this is the page 2. You just take this screenshot of both together. In the next video session, we guys are going to be discuss it very well. What is the correct approach to solve these kind of questions and how the things are going to be works with. Again, if you are new to our Facebook page or if you're new to our YouTube channel, do not forget to click on subscribe and press on all the notifications so that once we uploaded a video, you guys can able to get that notifications correctly. And number of students, those have joined from the YouTube and Facebook, that must be equals to number of likes. That should be there. Please be careful for the same. We guys are going to meet tomorrow again with the same time of 6:30. And in that session, we are going to be discussed with this logic first, and then we are going to start with the next questions right there on your screen. Thanks for joining this call, everyone. Do not forget to hit a like and subscribe to our channel.